What if I told you that one of the oldest gods in human history is still being worshipped today, but hidden behind secret symbols you see every single day? From the black cube in Mecca, to strange monuments in New York, to hidden logos in corporations, the worship of Saturn never truly ended. It only changed form. Saturn, the god of time, control, and sacrifice, has influenced religions, occult traditions, and even the very architecture of our modern world. In this video, we're uncovering the dark secrets of Saturn worship and the mysterious black cube that may still hold humanity in its grip. Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will change the way you look at the world forever. 1. Ancient Saturn worship. Saturn has always held a dark and mysterious place in ancient civilizations. The Romans honored him as the god of agriculture and time, while the Greeks worshipped him under the name Kronos, devourer of his children. In Mesopotamian culture, Saturn was connected with Ninurta, a god of war and control. The Phoenicians saw Saturn as El, the supreme god who governed cycles and fate. Saturn wasn't just a planet in the sky. It was believed to be a powerful deity whose influence stretched across harvests, wars, and destiny itself. His festivals, like the Roman Saturnalia, celebrated chaos, reversal of order, and indulgence. Saturn was both revered and feared, seen as a father figure, but also as a destructive force. This duality is why Saturn's worship carried both light and dark meanings throughout history, often tied with sacrifice and submission. But here's where it gets deeper. Saturn wasn't just worshipped, it was feared as the god who could trap both time and the soul. 2. Saturn as the god of time and control. Saturn's most enduring symbolism is time itself. In Greek mythology, Kronos ruled over time, giving us the word chronology. He devoured his own children to prevent them from overthrowing him, symbolizing how time consumes everything. Saturn became the archetype of the grim reaper, the hooded figure with a scythe harvesting lives as time inevitably runs out. This image of Saturn reveals his role as a god of limitation, control, and mortality. He sets boundaries, creates cycles, and ensures that nothing escapes the flow of time. To the ancients, Saturn was not just a planet, he was a cosmic jailer. Esoteric traditions often portray Saturn as the planet of restriction, karma, and punishment. His energy binds humanity to order, law, and destiny. Even in astrology today, Saturn is called the Great Teacher, forcing lessons through hardship. But behind this teaching role lies the darker truth. Saturn's power is about control, restriction, and the ultimate reminder that all life has an end. The question is, are we living freely, or are we still prisoners of Saturn's ticking clock? 3. The black cube symbolism. One of the most mysterious symbols linked to Saturn is the black cube. The cube represents structure, order, and confinement. Its 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 corners connect it to sacred geometry, but also to limitation. Esoteric teachings claim the cube is Saturn's prison for the human soul, trapping us in material reality. Around the world, black cubes appear in major locations, from the Kaaba in Mecca to strange modern sculptures in New York, Denmark, and Australia. Corporations also use cube imagery in architecture and logos, embedding this symbol of control in plain sight. In mystical traditions, the black cube also links to Saturn's cube, a representation of the binding force of matter. It is both a sacred object and a symbol of spiritual imprisonment. The cube's dark mystery raises a chilling question. Are these structures honoring a divine presence, or are they remnants of an ancient Saturn cult that never truly disappeared? When you see the black cube, remember it may not just be art, it might be a symbol of Saturn's invisible chains. 4. Saturn in astrology and esoteric teachings. Astrologically, Saturn is known as the great taskmaster. It represents discipline, lessons, structure, and responsibility. Many fear their Saturn return, a period that happens every 29 years when Saturn completes its orbit, often bringing challenges and life-changing events. In esoteric teachings, Saturn is more than just an astrological planet. It is a cosmic force that binds souls to reincarnation and suffering until enlightenment is achieved. Some occult groups revere Saturn as both a punisher and a teacher, believing that only through struggle can one gain wisdom. Saturn's influence in mystical traditions is often tied to initiation rituals, spiritual testing, and karmic cycles. For the secret societies, Saturn becomes the hidden ruler of material reality, the gatekeeper of higher knowledge. His energy governs rules and order, but it also enforces punishment for those who try to escape. Saturn is not just a planet, it's a symbol of the cosmic law of cause and effect. But here's the twist. Is Saturn truly a teacher, or the ultimate jailer of the human spirit? 5. Saturn and the cult of El. The ancient cult of El is deeply tied to Saturn worship. In Canaanite tradition, El was the father of the gods, often symbolized as the stern, bearded ruler in the heavens. El's name lives on in many religious words: Zolohim, Israel, Bethel, and even temple. Scholars and esoteric researchers suggest that El was simply another form of Saturn worship. This is where things become intriguing. If El equals Saturn, then traces of Saturn's worship may have seeped into modern religions in hidden ways. El was seen as both benevolent and punishing, much like Saturn's dual role. The worship of El involved sacrifice and submission, echoing the darker rituals of Kronos. Over time, El's identity merged into various traditions, masking Saturn's presence in mainstream religion. This blending of faiths suggests Saturn was not abandoned, he was simply rebranded, hidden under new names and symbols. Could it be that Saturn's worship never ended, it only changed its mask? 6. The Saturn Hexagon and Cosmic Symbolism. On the North Pole of Saturn lies one of the greatest cosmic mysteries, the Saturn Hexagon. This massive storm forms a perfect six-sided shape that has lasted for centuries. Scientists can explain its physics, but mystics see it differently. The hexagon links directly to the cube. As a cube unfolded reveals hexagonal patterns, it is also tied to the number 6, which connects to the infamous 666. In sacred geometry, the hexagon relates to the Star of David, a symbol with deep esoteric significance. Some occult traditions believe Saturn's hexagon is a cosmic gateway, a sign of its role as a powerful spiritual force. The fact that this geometric phenomenon exists naturally on Saturn has only deepened the fascination with its connection to dark symbols and ancient worship. To many, the hexagon is not just a storm, it's a cosmic signature of Saturn's influence across time, space, and spirit. Is the hexagon on Saturn just science, or is it the universe leaving us a coded message? 7. Saturn and the Black Sun connection. The Black Sun is one of the most mysterious and controversial occult symbols. In Nazi mysticism, the Black Sun represented hidden power and cosmic energy. Many researchers link this symbol directly to Saturn, seeing it as the dark sun that rules over cycles of control and rebirth. Saturn, being far from the sun, was often called the dark star or the hidden sun. This gave rise to the Black Sun concept in esoteric traditions. Secret societies have used the Black Sun as a representation of hidden knowledge, unseen forces, and Saturn's shadow influence. While the physical sun gives light, the Black Sun was believed to rule over hidden, darker truths. Some say the Black Sun represents Saturn's rings, while others see it as the spiritual energy that keeps humanity bound in cycles. Either way, the link between Saturn and the Black Sun adds another layer to its dark and secretive worship. Could Saturn be the true Black Sun, the hidden star controlling our reality from the shadows? 8. Saturn in modern culture. Saturn's symbolism hasn't disappeared, it's everywhere in modern culture. Look at corporate logos, movie symbolism, and fashion, and you'll see the recurring use of rings, hexagons, and cubes. Music videos often feature black cube imagery or references to Saturn, hidden in plain sight. Hollywood movies use Saturn symbolism in dystopian themes, often linking it to control, time, and dark rulers. Fashion brands use cube patterns or Saturn rings in designs, echoing the ancient symbols of worship. Even in architecture, Saturn's cube appears in city squares, corporate headquarters, and public art. Conspiracy researchers argue that this isn't coincidence, but rather a continuation of Saturn worship by elites who understand its symbolic power. Whether intentional or subconscious, Saturn's presence in modern culture proves that its influence still shapes the collective imagination. The god of time and control is now embedded in entertainment, consumerism, and art. The truth is, Saturn's symbols aren't hidden there right in front of us, disguised as culture. 9. Saturn worship and sacrifice. Perhaps the darkest aspect of Saturn worship is its connection to sacrifice. In mythology, Kronos devoured his children, symbolizing the endless cycle of destruction. Ancient rituals dedicated to Saturn often included offerings, sometimes even human sacrifice. Carthaginian and Phoenician traditions linked Saturn with child offerings to appease the god. While mainstream history often denies these practices, ancient texts and archaeological evidence suggest otherwise. Esoteric traditions claim that this theme of sacrifice continues symbolically today, through war, suffering, and control systems that demand human lives as offerings to the cycle of time. Some conspiracy theories argue that elite groups secretly honor Saturn with symbolic sacrifices in rituals and global events. Whether literal or symbolic, Saturn's dark appetite is seen as a force that demands life energy in exchange for order and control. So, we must ask, are the sacrifices of the past truly gone, or are they happening in ways we can't see? 10. The black cube as a prison of the soul. The most chilling interpretation of Saturn's cube is spiritual imprisonment. Gnostic traditions teach that Saturn is a false god, a demiurge that traps souls in material reality. The cube represents this prison, keeping humanity bound in cycles of birth, suffering, and death. Enlightenment, then, is about breaking free from Saturn's cube and escaping into higher dimensions of truth. This is why mystics speak of escaping the matrix, a concept closely tied to Saturn's black cube. The cube is not only a physical structure but also a mental and spiritual cage, locking us inside illusions of time and matter. Some see meditation and higher consciousness as the only way to break these invisible chains. Saturn becomes the ultimate warden of human existence, guarding the gates of freedom with his dark symbols. The real question is, will humanity remain trapped in Saturn's black cube, or awaken to break free from its prison? So, what have we uncovered? From ancient myths of Kronos devouring his children, to black cubes placed in our cities, to the strange hexagon storms swirling on Saturn itself, this dark planet has left its fingerprints on our history, our culture, and maybe even our spiritual destiny. Some say Saturn is just a planet, others claim it's a god, and a few whisper that it's the cosmic prison keeper of humanity. Whether you believe Saturn is still being worshipped in secret or not, the symbols are everywhere hidden in plain sight. Now the question is, do you see them? If this deep dive into the mysteries of Saturn opened your eyes, smash that like button. Share this video with someone who loves uncovering hidden truths, and subscribe for more documentaries on the secret forces shaping our world. And remember, the cube is watching, but knowledge is the key to break free.